Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I was tagged recently by Read, Create, Repeat Homeschool to do the anything but books tag, which I was so happy about and I think is super fun, again, to talk about stuff that isn't books and get to know each other that way. I really enjoyed her video, which I will link below. And so I decided to make one of my own because I like this tag. And I will just get started in these questions. And question number 1 is name a cartoon that you love. I don't watch cartoons anymore. I can't think of anything right now that I really like, but something that I really enjoyed when I was younger was King of the Hill. That was my favorite cartoon for the longest time. I was obsessed with it. It was just so funny, the 4 guys and their dynamic together and the shenanigans that they would get into. So I really like that, but again, I don't really watch cartoons anymore. Number 2, what is your favorite song right now? Right now, one that I really enjoy listening to is Mountains by Cud Eastbound, and I will link the video for that below. But me and the kids, I mean, we all love this song. When we turn it on, I mean, we're just like jigging all over the kitchen and the living room. Like, I can't keep my feet still. I turn it on thinking maybe I'll listen to music while I wash dishes or something. No, if I turn that on, I'm going to be breaking dishes because I can't keep still. So it's really good. You know, you should go check it out. Number 3 is what could you do for hours that isn't reading? I guess that would have to be, and besides watching YouTube videos, because I really like those, but that would have to be, I don't want to say hiking because I don't consider myself really a hiker or a serious hiker. I don't do it for exercise or to get to a destination, but I really like exploring. I love going outside, especially, I do it with the kids, but I especially love going by myself and having that time to myself, just me and the dog. We just go off in the woods, and I love just sort of getting lost, although I do have to be careful because we live, you know, in the middle of the mountains, so getting lost is a real possibility. But I love seeing new things, finding new things. If I find old foundation of a house or a chimney, like, that's just the prize to me. That's why I do it, just to see what's over the hill, what's around the bend, and just, I don't know, just paying attention to the land around me and getting to know it is something that I really, really love to do. Number 4, what is something you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I don't know how surprising it would be. I guess maybe it would surprise you. But I enjoy collecting bones. Again, it ties into like the walking around exploring. I find a lot of interesting things that I want to bring home and collect. Many of those things being like sun-bleached bones, like that's an ultimate prize for me to find. So I will gather those up and bring those home, and I just collect that. It's not unusual for me now to get a call or a message by a friend saying, hey, there's a dead deer in the creek near my house, or there's a pretty like well intact snake that's dead in the middle of the road. You want to come get it? My husband was on his way to work recently and he hit a rabbit that just ran out in front of the road near our house. So he called me on his way to work and said, hey, I just hit a rabbit. I just want to know if you want to go get it, you know, for whatever you want to do with it or whatever. So I did. So yeah, that's just something I do. I take the bodies, if they're not, you know, decomposed, and put them up on the land somewhere on our property and just let nature take its course, and then I'll go back and collect what's left. And I like to, you know, like make jewelry or just art out of that kind of thing. I just really like bones. I like collecting them. Number 5, what is your favorite unnecessarily specific thing to learn about? And this can do with books. So unnecessarily specific, I don't feel like anything's unnecessarily specific, but something that I really enjoy learning about. Again, ties into the outdoors, but that would just be, I guess, survivalism type stuff, but not really, like, I'm not going out there and trying to survive in the wild, but I love examining theories, philosophies, ways of doing things, and then comparing them to how ancient people did them to try to figure out what is most instinctive for us as people to engage in. So I guess maybe that is really unnecessarily specific. So yeah, if that made any sense to you, that's what I'm interested in. You know, I'll pick something up, or I'll find myself engaging in an activity, and I'm like, you know, and I always stop, how natural is this? Did ancient people do this? Does this come naturally to me as a human being, or is this a product of being a modern human being? So yeah, again, if that makes sense, that's something unnecessarily specific I like to examine and look up and learn about. Let's see. Number 6, what is something unusual you know how to do? I don't know how unusual it is. I don't feel like you could just walk up to anyone, like you go downtown to your local town and walk up to anyone and say, hey, can you do this for me? But I know how to milk goats by hand. I always do it by hand. So I know how to do that, and I feel like that's sort of unusual in that not everybody knows how to do that. Once upon a time, most people knew how to do that, but not so much anymore. So that's something I know how to do, and it's always fun to do anyways. Number 7, name something you've made in the last year and show us if you can. I make a lot of little things and do little projects and artwork and stuff, but something simple that I can show you that I pulled out was this sketch drawing, or this pen drawing of a fox. I think I made this in the middle of this past summer, so it has been the last year, and it's something that I really liked and was surprised by, that I enjoyed doing, because usually I would paint, but then I've recently tried to start doing more pen drawing because I figured out that I actually really enjoy that, and I just love this little guy or girl, whatever it is. Number 8, what is your most recent personal project? So personal project, me and my husband have been decorating and sort of redoing the kitchen. We aren't like gutting it or anything, because I like a lot of the original elements of the kitchen, but we've been painting and doing some things in there, and he recently came to me and asked if I would like to paint one of the blank walls in the kitchen, and that had never occurred to me. I don't know why, but he said, why don't you think of something you want to paint on that wall? So that's something I've been really involved with mentally in my mind. I've been making sketches, but nothing has really made me happy yet, and I really want the perfect thing, the perfect scene to go on our wall. So that's just something I've been working on mentally. Number 9, tell us something you think about often, maybe while staring out of windows. I was pretty excited to see Maria over at Read, Create, Repeat Homeschool when she answered this. Like, I had skipped down to this question and had already answered it in my mind, and then she said the same thing that I was thinking of, and that would be death. I think about death a lot, and not really in a morbid or violent way, but maybe because I'm more surrounded by the natural cycles of life and death. You know, when you live closer to nature, and if you have animals too, that's something that you really can't be shielded from, is all the things that go along with that. Mating, birthing, dying are all huge things. And so because of that, I think it's become less scary for me, and I've come to realize that death is really just as beautiful of a process in life as birth or all the other mundane or beautiful things that all of us take part in. Especially so because I've had a personal hand in taking the life of other living creatures, which is not easy to do, but I feel like that has brought me to a closer appreciation of life and death, and taught me that it doesn't have to be this awful thing. Death can definitely be a mercy and a kindness and a really beautiful part of life. So that's just something that I think about and ponder probably every day at least once. I'm gonna have to unlock my phone here because I was talking for a while. Number 10, give us something that's your favorite, but make it something oddly specific. Not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food when you've been studying for hours and forget to eat, or something like that. So it's not food related, but it's relationship related. Something that I love about mine and my husband's relationship, which I've been told by friends is sort of odd or not exactly normal in a relationship, but something I love between us is when it comes to religion and politics, it's something we try very hard not to influence each other on, to remain individuals in our beliefs with that. So say, for example, when presidential elections happen, we never come out and ask each other, who are you going to vote for? We don't get into these political discussions and sort of build each other up about this one candidate or whatever. I know when you're in a relationship with someone, it's not uncommon at all to just come across as a united front about things like religions and politics and stuff, but that's just not us. So we go and vote, and then once we're done voting, we will then reveal to each other who we voted for example, and then I've been told that that's weird or not exactly common, but it's something specific about us as a pair that I really love and appreciate. And then number 11, I think I'm on number 11. What is the first thing that pops into your head? Balloons, just because that sentence had pop in it. So pop, of course, means balloon. I don't know. So yeah, those were my answers to anything but books tag. I have a couple people in mind that I'm going to tag, and I will list them below in the description. Of course, if I didn't tag you and you want to do this, by all means, do it. I think it's really fun, and just something, again, to get to know each other in this YouTubing bookish community. So yeah, it's been really fun. I hope that maybe you learned something interesting about me, or maybe something that disturbs you or you didn't know about. I don't know. But yeah, I will see you guys again soon, and I hope you have a great day.